This is my first purchase, not the Goldwing.
The Americans wanted her in the 60s, but by 2021 she'd served her purpose and she was loaded into a shipping container along with 100 other bikes from across the pond and repatriated to the country of her birth. Despite the flaking paint and rust spots, this one appears to have spent its life in a dry part of the US. So real corrosion is at a minimum, or perhaps it's a testament to the quality of the steel used by the company that made it. For anyone with a Netflix account, that's the company Tommy Shelby robbed in season 1 of the Peaky Blinders, BSA. This bike has the unit construction engine, which was advanced for BSA at the time, but still required a bit of fettling to get us started. Luckily for me, I was brought up on old Japanese bikes, so the gears on the BSA are similar, one down, the rest up, but unfortunately they're on the side that I would usually use to press the brake. That takes some getting used to.
This is an import from America, and when I bought it, I was a little bit tipsy. Ooh. I bought it because I just wanted something to do. It was 2021 and we'd just gone through, or we're going through COVID and COVID lockdowns, and before I decided to buy an old Brit, I had a Suzuki SV1000, but every time you rode it you felt like you had to go like over 100 miles an hour, and I didn't like that very much. I went to see my uncle in Leicester, who's got loads of these British bikes, and he said, have a go on my BSA. So I took his bike for a little ride. It was an A7, 50s A7, beautiful bike. Even in neutral, it would creep along. And I had a big smile on my face the whole time. I really enjoyed it. And on my ride back from Leicester, I thought, I'm gonna get a British bike. And it took a few years before I found this one. And I bought it because it was cheap. That's all it was. It was cheap. It didn't matter if it ran or not. And I love the look of it. It's absolutely beautiful. So this, I think, is a 1968 500cc BSA A50R Royal Star. And they called them the Royal Stars when they were exported. I think in the UK they were called Star Twins or something like that. Got these lovely sort of up and swoopy handlebars, and this back end is delicious. And it's got loads of sort of patina on it that's, you know, it's rusty here, and we've lost the gaiters on the forks. Loads of stuff doesn't work. It's got the twin leading shoe front brake. Don't really know what that means. I think it means it's got 2 shoes. Lights don't work, indicators because it doesn't have any. Electric start doesn't work because it doesn't have one. Back lights hanging off. My guess is these are replacement parts, these side panels, because I think they were made of aluminium or tin or something originally. And I had to cut that side out there because the brake mechanism there fouled it and it wouldn't let it go all the way off. So I was riding along with the back light permanently on. I love the mud guard and all the shit that's on it. Even this side stand, I love it. It's sort of so long and it makes the bike sit right over at an angle, and it just looks so cool.
When I first got the bike, I stripped the carbs to find there were bits missing and it was full of gunk. So I ordered new jet and components, and once running I found a major oil leak coming from the cylinder. So I stripped it down and broke the fused-in piston rings. Then discovered the pistons were the original size, but luckily found some replacement rings from Norway. I found the cause of the crack in the cylinder in this pushrod chamber area. So I had to find a replacement cylinder that hadn't been rebored to fit the piston and rings that I had. All jobs completed with an adjustable spanner and some cutlery.
This is the funny thing about this bike. If I try to ride it now, it just sort of splitter and splutter.
Now the question is, what is it like to ride? Well, if you can tolerate the noise, I'll show you.
So we've only got about 4 gears. About 4 gears, but actually 4 gears. I don't have any mirrors or indicators. I don't even have an MOT because the bike's so old. It's a classic. It doesn't actually need one, so long as it's in roadworthy condition. 45 miles an hour. Apparently that's not even half the top speed. Oh, but I absolutely love it. It's a hand signal. Ooh. go. Look how low she is. She's low. And just looks absolutely gorgeous, even with that stupid bag on the back there. Loads of faults with this bike. Slight oil leak, as you can see, but that's typical of British bikes apparently. The little headlight doesn't even work. But she starts. Watch this. What a beauty. I absolutely love riding it. Yeah.
Whilst riding the route back to my village, I found the throttle jammed. Then I saw why.
The handlebar grip is coming loose. I've wrapped around several times. That's going to be fucking dangerous. Sort of dip to the pump kind of bike. Problem is, all the pumps are bleeding good. Whizzing round on little country lanes like this is exactly what I wanted it for. Oh, everything's shaking to this. They're not the smoothest bikes.
Back at the shed I had a delivery. I treated myself to something I've wanted ever since I noticed myself making sex noises whenever I bent down to pick something up. A motorbike workbench. Now I won't have to hear those sounds when editing these videos.
Bollocks.